Hi, it's music from CHN car. Now I'm on the ground parking lot under my company. Many audiences of my channel have one question. Do Chinese consumers really buy electric vehicles? Let's take a look. So the first car in front of us is Tesla Model 3. Definitely Tesla has very impressive sales amounts in China. If I'm right, I think maybe in March it sold around 100,000 units per month. It's quite incredible. It really brought a huge profit from Tesla. And still Tesla Model 3 is now the latest version, even though the exterior and interior, it doesn't use the latest design elements. And we can check the alloy is fully black. And I'm not sure whether it's from the original factory or the owner changed the color yet. And another very highlight point, I think, the Tesla Model 3 soldier system is very sensitive. Even though you just stand behind the Tesla Model 3, you can check the soldier system will open automatically. But still, Tesla Model 3 is an impressive car, especially now in Chinese market. They decrease big prices of every model. So maybe you can get this car under 200,000 Chinese yuan. Is quite impressive price, because in this price you can't buy lots of models as well. So if you can stand for the energy reservation system from Tesla, because it can adjust the pedal system, I think it's a good option. Okay, we can see here is the, you can come close. Here is the soldier system. It's open automatically. So still we can regard this sedan as one of the most smartest sedan in China. So let's take a look to the second electric vehicle. Now the second car on my company's parking lot is Nio ET7, which in China we call it middle large size sedan, because it's definitely luxury model, and the whole sedan is over 5 meters long. So from the market, it target to face high class people. Is definitely good. And also Nio is a company which choose dual motors as their standard configuration. Even though Nio is facing very hard difficulties in selling amounts, but they still never release one motor version. And I have test driving Nio ET7 before. I can honestly to tell everyone, this suspension is quite good. It can cover all the bumps. It won't bring any vibrations on the ground. But I don't really like the pedal of this car, because the pedal is too sensitive. It will bring too much power. And also the rear space, we can't see through the window, but the rear, because of the swap system, this car supports battery swap. So on the rear, the sitting position will be a little bit high, and you won't have enough headroom through the car. But still, under the price and the configuration, is a strong product. But nowadays, more and more sedans or more products like Royal Chasing Line will come to the market. You will face, a big challenges. And the third car is Mercedes-Benz E-Class PHEV. Actually, it's my friend's car. And this car is, when you first I see this car is quite, how to say that, classical, and it's definitely for businessmen. And also I think the car is not that fluid, as because many sedans in China now they choose hidden intake grills, but it still keep traditional intake grills. And also because my leader's wedding, I have test driving this car before. I think the braking system of this car really sucks. And also the interior, the material of the interior is not as good as my imagination. Many materials are plastic, not wooden, because Mercedes is a company which is focusing on the high-end market. but they still keep use such basic material to face the market. Actually, Mercedes-Benz is still a very good brand in China, but they will indeed face big challenges in the future. So if they still keep those basic materials and if they still keep such high prices, I think the sale amounts will tell the answer. And many people will feel confused whether the Mercedes-Benz or the BMW, can we really call them as Chinese electric cars? Indeed, they all built and made in China. So the first car is BMW i3. This car is quite sporty and it still keeps some sporty elements from BMW company. And we can see the exterior is quite good. And because as a middle-sized SUV, it really keep enough elements from BMW company. And I have test driving this car before because we come through, see clearly through the window. This car suspension is now, and the steering is not as good as what we imagine. Because in China, BMW has a slogan like, if you want to drive a car, you will drive a BMW. If you want to sit a car, you will sit in a Mercedes-Benz. But in today's market, BMW, it doesn't really keep enough elements, in sporty and steering. And we can also clearly get the result because its front suspension is microframe suspension, which is not as good as the double bone. So I don't know, but today BMW i3, they really give enough off, so the price in China is very low. So if you are interested in this car, not only for individual, for your business, it's still a good option, I think. Aha, here, a basic small sedan is JAC X1, and many people will feel very strange about this car because but for the size and the level, this car is compared with the ruling Mini Eve. This car is very basic. It doesn't support very long range and it doesn't have very good suspension or the steering. But because of the size, it's very small. So many people in China buy these cars, as we call it, buy vegetable car, no? Or you just use this car to pick up your children. So it's not widely enough to go to different destinations, but it's still a good option. Let me confirm the JACE10X. So that's the name of this basic small sedan. EC6, if I'm right. Nio E6 is I think the entrance SUV from Nio company, because Nio really keeps a very high-end imaginations in Chinese market. Not only in Chinese market, in the whole, they really sell a very high price. But this car, they really offer a very basic prices, even though it's still higher than many models in China. And the EC6 is big middle. I think in China we call it bigger middle size SUV, coupe SUV. You can see on the side is quite fluid, and we can see the behind the B pillar, the whole back is hatchback. So it will definitely decrease the headroom on the rear. But still, we can see the owner didn't choose the bigger alloys. So I think this model will offer a better range. And I have test driving this car before, but because this car is from Nio 1.0 platform, I think no matter the suspension or the pedal or the braking system, I think they still are in a very basic system, even though from the hardware is quite good. But when you really sit in the car and drive it, you won't feel that confident. because you will feel hardly to identify the distance in front of you. Especially electric vehicles are very heavy because of the battery is very heavy. But from Nio company, they will upgrade the whole software to give the 1.0 platform's products a better feeling of the driving. Oh, here, bydtang. I think just 2 weeks ago, BYD released its latest version of BYD Han and BYD 10. If I am right, this is BYD 10 2022. I think still BYD also has one of the most, they sell over 100,000 units per month in China. It has bigger sale amount than Tesla, but you can see just in person, BYD Town is not as big as many people imagination, but it's still big enough, and we can see the front. It doesn't have enough space on the front because they want to keep more interior space of the rear. And I have test seating in BYD Town. Its interior space is quite good. So actually, because of their electrical technology, they will decrease the space on the front and leave much more space on the rear. And also, BYD Town offers 6 seats as option. Now, many Chinese consumers in China, they definitely love a vehicle with 6 seats because, you know, most consumers in China, they prefer a vehicle, one vehicle to stand for most of works. Like you can pick up your old people or children. So that's why Li Auto sells so good in China as well. And for real, for my personal taste, I don't really like the design element of BYD Town. I mean, it's kind of, you know, too much intake grill. I really like the physical intake grills, but not the types like that. But still, BYD, this product's quality and the driving feeling is good enough, and you will no worry about the braking or the pedal system. So it's quite classical, but you won't have much more surprise as well. So I think today maybe only we have 5 or 6 electric vehicles under my company. But that's the daily show and conclusion. What do you think? Just leave a comment. Bye bye.